Hey guys, my name is Abhishek and thank you for tuning in to the Code Studio. In today's video, I wanted to talk more about React hooks. So, over here I have with me the basic React app and I have modified it to just have Hello World. Uh, Before we get into the code, I wanted to talk to you more about what hooks exactly are. So, React hooks is React, the React framework's new way of managing the life cycle of a component as well as the component's state. So, if you are an OG React developer who has been doing React for a while, then you'll know that React had this concept of classes, and in the class you would define a state and you would define various life cycles for the class, such as component did unmount, component did update, all of those. And with those you would basically distinguish the different actions that would happen. So we had classes, and in classes we managed the life cycle of the app, and we also had we managed the state of the app. And the problem with this was, for larger components it became very difficult, especially if the components got too large. You didn't have an easy way to pass along the state, and the life cycle also became very convoluted and hard to understand. So React framework solution to this was hooks. So what hooks did was, hooks gave all the capabilities of a class to normal functional components, and that's super powerful. And in this video series we're going to see how this is going to be useful for us. So for the first video I'm going to just get started with what hooks exactly are, and we're also going to do a basic example to understand how we would use a hook. So hooks are basically a literal hook to React state. So that's how I'd want you to understand it. And in the coming few minutes, what we're going to do is we're going to code our first React hook integration, as well as we're going to talk about nuances between the old way and the new way. I'm not going to code the old way of doing it, because if you have been doing React for a while, you already know and appreciate the old way of doing it. And if you're just getting into React, I'd urge you to learn the latest one, and not the old one, because it's easier for you to go and integrate into an organization, because the more latest frameworks you know, the more valuable your skills are. So these are the basic notes you need to understand. So let's save that and let's go into our app. So in our app.js, we see it's a basic Hello World app. And oh, also I forgot to mention that React has extensive documentation on their official website, and whatever I'm teaching you is available in a very detailed way in the official website. So please do go check this out. Uh, and let's get started. So I have a Hello World app. So let's see how we can integrate a basic hook to this app. So I'm going to create an app as described in the example that is shown in the official guide as well. What we are going to do is we are going to have a basic button, and whenever the button is clicked, there will be a element that will tell us how many times the button has been clicked. Super simple, right? So let's go ahead and make a button first. So we're gonna make a button, and we're going to name it click me, and over here I'm going to have a p tag, and I'm gonna say the button has been clicked n times, and we need to enclose both of these in a div because we can only uh, export one component, or it should be under one container, sorry. So let's go ahead and fix the formatting here. Okay, much better. So this is the basic structure we want, and we see how it looks pretty normal. Right now nothing happens when you click the button because we have not asked anything to happen. Next, let's go ahead and see how you would. So we need to do two things, right? We need to have a way to measure the count, and the other thing is we need to know when the button is clicked. So in React, each element will have functions associated with it. So and those functions are basically triggered when an action happens on that element. So one such function is the onClick function. So an onClick function, what it will do is it'll basically, oops, why is there a div element here? Sorry. So an onClick function, what it will basically do is it will get triggered when the button is literally clicked, and with that we can do a lot of cool things. So let's see if it is working first. So first of all, we have the onClick function, and what the onClick function does is whenever it is clicked in the console, we log clicked, so we know that that function is getting logged. And so let's open up the console real quick, and let's do. So as you can see over here, the count is coming, and we are also, whenever we click, we see that clicked is getting typed. So we have that going on for us. So we know that there's an onClick function. Next, we need to understand how we would measure a click. So in the old way of doing it, what we would do is we would have an app. We would have to convert app into a class, and in the constructor of the app, we would have a state, and in the state, we would have a variable known as count. And basically, on click, we would have to change the state, and we would have to update the count to one value over its existing value. So with React hooks, I'm sure you guys will be able to appreciate it. It becomes much easier. So we have const. This is the standard way of declaring. This is a standard way of declaring a stateful variable in React hook. We want it to be count, and we want so we'll want to declare two variables. One is the state, and one is the function that we would use to set that state. So the state we want is the count, and the function we would use to set that is set count. And we would use the React hook use state to get that, and in as a parameter to use state, we would pass the initial value of the count. So we do this. So what this does is basically it is telling us that it is telling React that there is a stateful variable called count, and set count is the function we would use to set that value, and count starts with the value 0. Make sense? I hope it does. So okay, first let's make this parameterized string, and over here we would describe the value as count. So let's not use set count right now, and let's see what comes up. Ideally it should come, this is click 0 times, and when you click, nothing happens because we have not really set anything. So the next thing we will do is, we know that the onClick function is getting triggered whenever the button is getting clicked. So what we will have to do in the onClick function is we would have to go in, and we would have to say that we need to set count to a value that is one above its current count. We do that, and as you can see, it is 0 times, but when you click it, it becomes 1 time. So what with the help of React hooks, we have been able to add states to a functional component, and the integration of state has been like maximum one extra line of code. This is the power of React hooks, and in the coming few videos, we are going to talk more about the changes React hooks would allow us to do. I'd like to end this video here. If you found value in this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It would be really awesome if you shared this video with some of your coder friends, because I'm really passionate about helping other people uh, improve their coding skills and improve my own coding skills. I want to build a very strong coding community. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a nice rest of the day if you are watching this in the morning, or have a good night if you're watching this in the night. Thank you so much. Bye bye.